Bom dia e feliz dia da bicicleta. I'm out here getting primed for Q2 coming in from Aragorn. Could be later today or tomorrow, but I'll be ready to answer question number 2. And I'm out here cycling with my second ride, that's Samantha. She did the archipelago trail here in Turku with me a couple of years ago. And this will be one of the last rides that I get to have with her. And that scenery that you see around there, this is all just within a couple of kilometers of where I live. Anyway, time to go. Vamos! And just like that, we're back to where it all started. Alright, let's see what Q2 from Aragorn has in store for me. Check you later. Alright, g'day. It's the day after yesterday and Q2 from Aragorn has come in on this morning of 4:20. So yesterday my sojourn in the deep forest acted as a perfect primer for me answering this next question in this 7-question series. So look, I'm not here to polish turds, so I'm going to get right into it. I've just got to get myself home first. It's starting to rain quite heavily. So yeah, I want to answer this one indoors, but all right, let's get on to it and I'll see you on the other side. Ciao. Alrighty, I'm back indoors now. It's roughly about 4:20 in the afternoon, and so let's get into the question. Question 2. In your reflections on your current situation, you mentioned a kind of return to your younger self, back to your 20s, when you departed Australia in search of adventure around the world. From that perspective, and with the insight and experiences you now possess, how would you go about making that 20-something George's visions a reality? What would you do differently or similarly this time around? Okay. I think the major point of being in a similar situation to when I left Australia, when I was about 23, I think it was, is that I was leaving to explore unencumbered. So I'm not talking about my level of knowledge or wisdom or experiences, just simply the environment in the sense that everything was open to me. And so in that sense, both situations are the same, that now I also have the ability to go out there and just explore completely unencumbered. Now, of course, what advice would I give to my 20-something self? Well, that presupposes that somehow we can impart knowledge faster than the world is ready to give us, or the universe is ready to give us. And that would literally be time travel. And since I can't do that, I think I can't really give my younger self really any specific advice, because everything that I did even from my early teenage years, I started thinking about the world and what I should do with my life and the kind of work that I should do and what kind of a person I should become. And that started very early on. So it's like that seed was already planted. And so I think, up to the, time of when I turned 50, I guess, or thereabouts, so just around the time that I got divorced, I had a lot of stuff fit into my life. Single life, traveling life, working life, family life, or married life, and then family life. And then again, once again, single life. So it's kind of gone in a way full circle. So I like to think of this whole thing as just almost like a revolving wheel, that we were here, and then we were here, and then we're down here. But when we get back down here, everything has moved on once again. So we are in a kind of like a cyclical process of learning and then forgetting and then relearning, but then learning more. And over time, we're going upwards. And I think that that's the whole purpose of evolution as far as intelligence and consciousness is concerned. So I can't really think of any specific advice I could give to my 20-something George, because he had to go through those processes to get to be sitting here right now answering this question. And well, if that took 35 years or 40 years, then what's that compared to the age of the universe, which is what, 13.7 billion years. So I'm just glad that I was able to figure out these initial key things, even at the age now of almost turning 59. The question now is, what do I do going forward? And so when I left Australia, at 23, again, unencumbered, but I had no set plan apart from just see things. It was literally like, if I played Monopoly on a board game, then I was just blown away by seeing, Big Ben and Buckingham Palace and Oxford Square and Leicester Square and all, Paddington Railway Station, all of these things that kind of like, it was almost like also when I visited Hollywood. It was just like, wow, this is, what I've been seeing on television and everything all these years. So it was really just a case of just seeing stuff, but I wasn't really connecting with anything. I was just going from one place to another. It was literally like a fast run through, and just taking photos to be, referenced away, stored away to be referenced later. And that's what I was doing for a lot of that time that I was on my own. It was just like going through the motions and just becoming aware of the territory, I guess is a good way of looking at it, that I was expanding the map in the largest sense. I could see that, okay, that's over there, and that's over there, and that's over there, and I went through there once and so forth, but I had no in-depth knowledge or intimate knowledge or experiences in any given territory. And I think that that's where the magic happens. And so I think going forward now with this same level of freedom, the difference is hopefully I'm a little bit wiser, and I've figured out that now it's not about just seeing things, it's about feeling things, like really immersing myself in culture, in the community activities, helping people, having people help me, and just doing good things and being of service to not just myself, as it has always been, but also now to a wider community. And so it's more about now exploring a certain section of that larger map. But the beauty about that is that with interconnections of people and cultures and languages and religions and moral values, and then the traveling aspect of everything, I really see the human population just as much of a interconnected like conscious network as a fungal carpet is. And that's the beauty of even with we think of the internet, we take the internet for granted, but I grew up in a time when we used to have to put coins into a phone box and lift up a receiver and do the that dialing thing. I saw my first mobile phone, I think in, I want to say 1995, maybe 96 perhaps. I had my first email address, I think in 1992, 93. So there were many, many years that I was just completely at the mercy of writing letters, for example, or making very expensive long distance phone calls and sending postcards, with stamps that you lick and you have to stick on the back and take to a post office. And it's like where we're at now in just such a short space of time is absolutely ridiculous. So I just think that this is just the beginning of how amazingly interconnected people are going to become. And so if you want to live in that kind of a world as an island on your own, thinking that you're better than everyone else or stronger than everyone else, or you don't need anybody else, you're going to get absolutely smashed, because it's not about being fully dependent like a baby would be, and it's not about being independent and separate. It's about codependence. I help you, you help me, we help each other, and together we rise. It's like the rising tide raises all boats mentality, that me giving to someone is not taking something from me, but it's giving both of us something much more than the sum of the parts. So, not sure how well that answers that question, but let's just say that I would give my now self advice, because I'm here right now. And I think the advice that I would give myself right now is to be as open as possible, to be as caring as possible, to be as observant as possible, to be as curious as possible, and do my best to serve others as I serve myself in the process, and learn to become a codependent part of a much, much broader network of humans, because it's our collective consciousness that's the lifeblood of this planet, along with every living creature and plant that exists. And there are so many examples in nature of how things function in symbiosis, not as separate entities. We all need each other to survive and to thrive. I mean, humans need oxygens, living animals need oxygen, and we breathe out carbon dioxide, which the plants take, and then they give us back the oxygen. It's a perfect cycle. And I think that we just need to decrease the level of conflict and drama in how we try to categorize things and separate things, and understand that yes, we have differences, but they're characteristics. But to make the whole, you need to have everyone's characteristics into that human consciousness soup, if you want to call it that, for everything to make sense. And until we find that, we're just going to be at conflict all the time, because we're thinking of only what's important for us at the expense of someone else, or we're defending ourselves from someone trying to do it to us. So again, the advice for my current self is just go forward with an open heart and be careful, be full of care for others as well as myself, and not just do good and be good, but strive and thrive by doing better and being better. And I'll just finish off by going back to my 20-something George self and say, I don't have any advice for you, but I just want you to know that you did a good job. You got me to where I am now. So, George, you're a good boy. And thank you. That's it.